Alright team, welcome back to the new episode of the Persistence Progression. I am your coach Ravi, and here today we're going to talk about this support position. Specifically two type of support position. A support position on the top of object and a support position on the bottom of the object. But before we go into the support position and why we need to, how we do it, let's talk about why we do or have to have this support position capacity. Let's go over 5 reasons, my favorite 5 reasons for working on your support positions. First one is joint health. And when we do a support position, all upper body shoulder joints are actively working, and it's making the range of motion which is very hard to hold on to with the object, on top of an object which can be stationary or can be a moving object like a ring. And that is the reason we want to do it, because it forces the joints to stabilize and work on moving or isometric, holding or trying to create an isometric position for the body. And it takes tremendous amount of control, agility, coordination, balance, on top of that strength and stamina, and that's why you want to do that. It also helps you work on your core strength, because if you do not have a stability on your core, you won't be able to stabilize yourself on top of the object or at the bottom of the object. So forces you to work on that. It creates the flexibility and mobility and a range of motion which is needed for a push-ups, for a dips and a muscle ups, all those good movements we do out there. So that's the reason we want to do it, because it helps with the mobility and helps with the stamina and strength for push-ups and dips. And also one of my favorite reasons I want to teach or like to teach is because it helps with understanding of active shoulder position. And we're going to go over all of this, but these are the main 5 reasons why you should be working on your support positions. Now, today we will talk about 2 different types of support positions, a top of the object and a bottom of the object. And we will do those support positions on a stationary object and a moving object. So a ring or a stationary dip stations. The goal for you guys is to accumulate 1 minute unbroken on this object, on this versions I'm going to show you guys. And always know that if you can scale it down by putting assistance, by reducing your body weight and using your feet as assistance for this moments. So to get into teaching points, let's start with the ring, and I'm going to talk about top and a bottom position on the ring, and then we're going to move over to a top and a bottom position for the stationary station. Okay, so here is my ring, and top position of a ring support is basically holding the ring on your next to you, pulling it closer to your body, and then holding your body on top of it, feet off the ground. Your elbows are locked, shoulders in active shoulder position. Very challenging position to hold on to. I want to make sure you guys are able to see my feet when I'm doing this. I'll just zoom out a little bit. One more time. Keep the ring close to the body, feet off the ground, maintaining a good hollow position, and entire body is in one piece. If you do not have a midline stabilization, which are the points of performance, and active shoulder, this is going to be very challenging. It's going to move around and not going to be able to stabilize. Now, to make it easier, you can put some kind of a object under and make it like this. To make it easier, you can put some kind of object under and keep your feet on the ground while practicing this position. Watch this position. So that's the way to make it easier, assisted. Now this is the top of the ring. Now we'll talk about how do we do a bottom of the ring position. And for that, you just gonna start at the bottom of the ring as if it's the bottom of the ring dip, and we're gonna just let the feet go up. And that's the position you wanna hold. Trying to create a capacity for a minute is the end goal, right? To assist it with the feet, you do the same thing. Bend the knee, keep the feet on the ground, and then maintain this end range of motion. When I talk about end range of motion, I'm looking at my shoulder is below the elbow. That's the key for this end range of motion. So that's what you do on the rings on the top and a bottom. Now, if we want to do the same thing on a stationary object, because this can be very difficult. So first step to start is not in this object, but the stationary object. I'm going to go over that. A Matador is a two stationary object here, fixed. You can have a bench, you can have a box, you can have any object which are stationary at the same level, and then you can perform the same position on the top of this stationary object, keeping this elbow locked, pushing down with the shoulder, active shoulder position, maintaining nice and hollow body position. A stationary object, on the top of the object, hold the position same way you would do on the ring. Much easier because it's a stationary object, not moving around. You don't have to put a lot of effort to keep them in one place. So something to look forward to when you're practicing this. To make it easier, you can just put the feet on the ground so that you're not, or if feet is not reaching in the ground, I'm going to use this small plate so that I can stand on it, and then I can practice a support position on top of the object. So that's a stationary object, top of the object. Let's talk about same stationary object, bottom of the object. It's going to look like this. I'm going to have the feet right now on the ground. This is the scaling version, feet assisted. If you feel strong enough, you can lift the feet, and then you can hold this position at the bottom when your shoulder is below the elbow. Makes you train the full range of motion for the dips. So here are your 4 different versions of dips. We started with ring, we did a top and bottom, and then stationary, top and bottom. Practice those. Major faults which can happen on this movement is inactive shoulder and a loss of midline. It looks like this. I'm going to show you, try to show you how the shoulder, inactive shoulder may look like. This is the top of the ring, or as top of the support position. This is where you are not active shoulder. I want to make sure you're actively pressing your body down so that your support position is stable. And other faults usually I see is a loss of midline. Usually happens because you don't have enough strength. So practice with the assisted version and you should be all good to go. So here you go, guys. Full brief on your support positions. Give it a try, work on it. Let us know if you have any questions and want to see any other specific holds on this support position. We advance once we are comfortable with the top of the rings and the bottom of the rings. We advance to a higher rings and start doing an L-sit position from the support position, and it basically gets more and more difficult. So give it a try and try to build a minute strength progressively, 10 seconds a week by week, get to a minute mark. That will be a great number to have. Let us know in the comments what you think. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next episode. Yay!